This episode of Bourbon on Ice, presented by your friend Frosty and your bartender Mike Whiskey, is brought to you by the Cape Media Center of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed during this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Cape Media Center. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey Frosty, what are we gonna do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Whiskey.
Try and take over the world?
No, whine continuously about our petty problems and broadcast them all over the internet.
Oh, alright. Roll the music.
Welcome, listeners, to Bourbon on Ice,
where we talk about everything nerdy, like gentlemen.
Join us every week for our local Cape Cod take on, well, everything.
Laugh, cry, be confused, and laugh some more.
I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
Stay tuned. You think they'll like the episode?
Oh, they'll definitely love it.
Welcome, everyone, to another fantastically exciting...
We don't want to tell you boring.
No, sorry.
You might want to find some way to keep your eyes open, because that's what we did.
I was up late. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Welcome to Bourbon on Ice, people. I'm your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey.
And we're about to talk about everything nerdy, like gentlemen. Are we?
Today's not so nerdy.
No, but we're not gentlemen either.
But it's definitely relatable.
Definitely relatable. By the way, I just got this text from Kirk. He said, my ghost reappeared about 10 minutes ago. It's been a while. I named him Phil. Phil Spector. That hurts. That literally hurts my head. I kind of want to drive to his apartment and just slap him for coming up with that. I didn't ask him what the ghost did because, honestly, that could be, any number of things. Come to think of it, why have I not asked? Oh, he could be, under possession right now and I haven't checked on him.
Maybe it was the ghost who sent the text. Maybe it was the ghost who came up with that pun.
I'm sure he'll be fine until the end of the episode.
Yeah.
His soul hanging in the balance or not. So, it's been a very tough 24 hours. Wait, has it? Yes, the 24 hours would include what I did last night. That's why. Oh, gosh. What was I thinking? Why? Hang on.
Well, you can't leave me or our audience in the dark.
Yes, I can. Playing exit music now. Good night, folks. Hope everyone had a wonderful... Oh, no, I wouldn't do that to you.
A wonderful episode. 5 minutes long. No context. Goodbye.
We'll corner it's a niche market for people who have really short attention span but want to say they've listened to an awesome podcasts that last only 2 minutes long.
We could corner the market. I don't actually know. That's what TikTok is.
How accurate. Okay, so I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This is a gay thing, and a leather thing, and a kinkish thing. So all of you of conservative values and religious fervor, flee now in terror. Whiskey, sit down.
The funny thing is, I was just about to ask if I could let the dogs in.
Some people are aware of the dark and mysterious things I do. Those people have been handsomely paid off. So the rest of you, unfortunately...
It's true. I got a pocket full of money right now.
Only the best for my good friend. A wink. I actually went to an event last weekend called Snowbound, which I may or may not have, helped come up with. The contest, the events, and all that. It's a thing. And while I was there in Provincetown, wearing full leather gear and listening to a terrible off-season DJ, going oomt, and smoking a lot of cigars.
Boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats.
You know that's actually really liked in our community?
Of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be? Anyway, I happened to meet members of a brand new leather group that meets in Providence, Rhode Island, called RILE, Rhode Island Leather Enthusiasts. And I got to talking to a lot of the members. I Found out I liked what their group stood for, the way it was set up, how it's, very much structured after a motorcycle club. And I wound up taking a knee, finding a sponsor, and pledging. And no, it's not as dirty as it sounds. I literally did all that. No innuendos whatsoever. Take that look off your face.
What look?
Well, one of the requirements is that I had to attend a certain amount of events that Ryle was throwing. And wouldn't you know it, they threw one last night at 10 o'clock.
So you ran up to Providence.
Oh my gosh, what was I thinking?
Did your little event, and then you
crawled back.
Oh my goodness, you crawled back home, only to get up. How many hours of sleep did you get? Did you get
5?
You got 5. Oh, that's much better than I thought.
That's a rosy estimate.
That's a rosy estimate.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't think I actually got... I finally hit the hay around like 1 a.m.
Okay, and then you woke up at...
I think it was like 6 o'clock. Knowing me, it was probably 5, and I shadow slept for like a solid hour. But then, like, the body says, hey, we're awake now.
Yep.
You're our bitch. Up. Ugh. One of the reasons I stopped going to things in Providence after I got this job is because I work Sundays now. And I don't like making that drive back at night. I don't like driving at night, first and foremost.
Oh, I love driving at night.
Ever since the eye surgery...
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, now I get kind of a permanent halo, but I can still see through it. It's just, on top of that, then there's the whole... I'm awake! I'm awake! No, I'm not. Yes, I am. And you have to do that for like an hour and a half getting back from Providence, so I really don't like doing that. Now, normally I could crash on someone's couch or something, but... Or go to the convenient bathhouse. Yes, there's a bathhouse in Providence.
No, I believe it.
They have good rates. Not that I would know.
Not that you would know at all.
No. No.
He's never been.
Oh, look, more drinking. I will nonchalantly drink this. Oh, of course I know. I gave my excuse while I was drinking. It was very non-committal.
Yeah, oh yes, I'm sure. Everything with you is non-committal.
Yeah, of course. But ever since I had to take this job that says, you work every day of the week, including all weekends, which my friends are saying must be illegal or unfair. And I said,
and all holidays.
My friends are saying it must be illegal or unfair, and I'm telling them, well, it's the second one, but it's definitely not the first one. They found ways around it.
Yep.
Okay, that being said, yeah, I really don't like making that drive back. But like I said, I was pledging, so I went. I had a good time. All right.
You get schnockered?
Okay, so there may have been a beer or two. There were 2 Bud Lights. And then there were 4 waters. Like, straight up waters.
Oh.
Before I left the club. And then I had to stand there and wait until I had to pee. I went into the restroom 3 times. Of course, in a place like the Eagle, people are like, hey, you're back again. Like, yes, I am. But it's here for the intended purpose. And then something beautiful happened.
What happened?
Okay, so I mentioned this one of the times that Robert was here. They have a... Hello, Rosie. Rosie wants to be in on the show. She's clawing the flesh from my arm. Hello. Rosie, you're too young for this topic. Anyways, I walked outside of the Eagle, that's the Providence Eagle, went to my car, and I happened to glance back towards the corner where the road ended, and I noticed something. The place that I remember is called Insomnia Cookie. It is a wonderful little place in Providence, Rhode Island, which, as you would imagine, opens late. It is a bakery that caters almost exclusively to people who are out at night, leaving the clubs, leaving the theaters, leaving their jobs, and they say, hey, you know what? I could use a cookie. I don't know who these people are, but it exists, apparently, because they do a good market. I'm just sitting there, and I went, screw it, I'm getting a cookie.
There you go.
Screw it, I'm getting 2.
No.
Screw it, I'm gonna get a box. It's like, they have my number.
Yeah.
They had the number of anyone who leaves the bars. They're like, oh, you know what I could use now? A snickerdoodle.
Ginger snaps, snickerdoodles.
I went into this place, and, I just figured, I should have something in my stomach. So I went in there, and I asked for one of their deluxe cookies.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming is big. Of course, they told me it was a big night. They're out of the triple chocolate cookies and the s'more cookies and one other cookie. So give me a salted caramel. And they handed me something that, see, this is my fist.
Yep.
Bigger.
Bigger than your fist.
Bigger than my fist. And it was warm.
Oh, nice.
And it was gooey. And I'm sitting there like, oh yes, this will do nicely.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yes, essentially. I asked, so don't even put it in the box. I got Robbie, my wonderful other half, a box of 6 snickerdoodles, because I figured, I'm a nice person. No, I'm not. But I should be nice, so I'm going to get him a snickerdoodle or 6. But I said, don't even bother putting that other cookie in the box with the rest of them. That's going down right now. I just, tore the thing apart, the long lines of gooey caramel holding it together, and the salt on it. Just Oh, wow. This is a new experience. It's 12 at night, and I'm shoveling a salted caramel cookie into my mouth on the street corner. The power of booze compelled me!
It did. It really did.
I have to say, like I said, it's a wonderful market. Also, they had ice cream, but I did not go for the ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be a place in Burlington called Shot Cakes. I don't know if that still exists, but they literally take a cupcake, and they would take ice cream of your choosing and shoot it into the middle of the cupcake, destroying the cupcake, but then they give it the whole thing to you in like a cup, and you just eat the whole mess. And you don't care that it's a mess.
Wow.
You can make amazing flavor combos.
Huh.
Anyway, I made it all the way back to the bridge, and that's when the eyelids started drooping. That's when the whole wake up.
Well, you hit the bridge, and it's just like, I'm almost there now.
It's so lonely on the road at, 1 a.m.
That's the best time to drive.
No, I'm not really that much of a night owl anymore.
I'm not either, but
I will say that, driving at night, all that distance, I had my strategy. Okay, so here's what I did.
Okay.
As soon as I got out of work, I took a 3-hour nap.
okay.
I had dinner, I got changed, and I just went. Like you said, I had floored it all the way to Providence, and then I crawled all the way back. And then all the way down, I listened to country music until I got off the Cape, and then the station ran out. And then I did something shameful.
Shameful. There's not much that you're ashamed of.
Oh, wait, that's right. Also, wait, we brought up the issue of shame.
Yes.
Don't we both have no shame? You can't see it, but we're doing crazy dancing. It's awful. Okay, moving on.
That's awful.
That's more fun when people are watching us.
It is more fun. Because they feel
Awkward.
The shame and awkwardness vicariously through us, but we don't feel it.
That's the amazing thing. It's transitive power. You push the shame onto someone else.
Oh, yes.
If you say no shame and do really bad, shameful dancing, you don't feel ashamed, the other people feel ashamed, and you can just go about your day.
Oh, yes.
It's a magical thing. Try it sometime, people.
It really is magical.
The next TikTok challenge, sweeping the nation, the no shame dance challenge. Holy crap, do we have something here? Maybe. Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
No, we're not going to stoop that low.
Nope.
We might stoop that low.
You might.
So I broke out my Broadway mix CDs.
Aha.
Yeah. So there I am, powering down the road, keeping myself focused by belting out all my Broadway hits. They're singing happy birthday, you just want to lay down and cry. Yep, that's how you keep yourself alert and awake, by singing off Broadway and regular Broadway, and then the stuff that you can't possibly, oh, what a celebration we'll have today, thank goodness. Also, the light had gone down by this point, so no one could see me, pantomiming and making an ass of myself in the car. But it worked, and then on the way back, I'm doing the same thing, like, okay, here we go, round 2, and then I made it all the way to the bridge, and then that's when the tiredness, and no matter how many curtain calls I did, that's when it started to kick in. But I made it, and now I paid for it. I just had a freaking 4-root day of work. Oh, I'm gonna sleep like a log tonight.
Yes, you are.
But it was worth it. I think it was worth it. What I remember of it was worth it. It could have been a dream.
It could have.
Oh, I hate driving at night.
I love driving at night.
Shame on you.
In fact, I do all of my long-distance driving at night.
Why?
Because there's no traffic. And when there is, you see it coming. Because the light shows up behind you or ahead of you, 200, 500 feet
Where's
ahead.
the last place you drove at night?
My last big trip at night was from Virginia back home.
Oh, wow. Hang on. To the internet? Away.
668 miles.
That's exactly what I was going to look up.
Yeah.
606. Whoa.
12 hours.
Whoa. You drove for 12 straight hours?
Yeah.
Are you a madman?
Not straight. I mean, I
Okay.
did stop and go pee once.
Well, still, we're putting that in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not like the crazy astronaut woman who wore the diaper to go murder someone.
No. But yeah, straight.
Wow.
I left Virginia, what was it? It was about 8 o'clock at night. And then I got home here on Cape at about 8 o'clock the next morning.
That's madness. Absolute madness. And
Oh, yeah.
I salute you for it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And I thought the 1.5 hour drive was a long drive. That's wow.
Yeah.
The Cape Media Center, located in Dennisport, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is a non-profit community media center and the public access TV station for the towns of Barnstable, Yarmouth, Dennis, Harwich, and Chatham. Our mission is to build community through media, enhance democratic communication, and facilitate free expression by providing these towns with a state-of-the-art media resource center. Members can become trained in our video and audio equipment and produce their own media content. Membership includes training classes, access to our field equipment, studios, and facility, as well as airtime. Podcasters and music producers can share their content on our website. For more information, visit capemedia.org.
This episode of Bourbon on Ice is brought to you by Market Street Bookshop in Mashpee Commons, located at 31 Market Street, Mashpee, Massachusetts. Embrace diversity and find support for local authors and artists at the Market Street Bookshop, where your favorite new read is just a browse away. For more information, give them a call at 508-539-6985. Okay, so, by the way, did you hear what happened to Jack Black?
No, I haven't heard. Is he okay?
Physically, yes, but I don't think his reputation is quite so pristine, even as it was.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Okay, so you know how he's going to be the voice of Bowser in the upcoming Super Mario movie?
Yes.
Well,
I'm actually like cautiously optimistic about that.
me too. The trailers I've seen are really good.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is the time when they decide to start promoting the movie, so Jack Black appeared on a show, and I'm just going to read you the title of this article.
Oh no.
Jack Black dressed up as a Bowser and had a wardrobe malfunction that required censorship.
They saw as Bowser Jr. I killed him. So they saw as Bowser Jr. and the little Koopas too.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Okay, and this article, there's many articles, but this one is by Eddie Makush from, hang on a second, from GameSpot.com. The Super Mario Brothers movie releases in theaters next month. I thought it was end of this year.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be summer even. Okay, never mind. And as such, the animated film's marketing machine is revving up. Jack Black, who plays Bowser in the film, appeared on the Kelly Clarkson show this week, dressed in costume, and well, his performance was overshadowed by the actor's testicles, and what NBC did to try to hide them from viewers. As part of a stunt, Black ran out on stage in costume as Bowser, and during his entrance, his bean bags were flopping around. Enough inside his tight yellow onesie to prompt NBC to censor them. Really. This probably happened out of an abundance of caution on NBC's part. Presumably, NBC could have been fined if Black's coin purse was actually exposed to the audience. There's also the matter of how the Super Mario Brothers movie is very much a family film, and showing Black's privates, even the outline of them, is probably something best to be avoided.
Jack Black, you are a treasure. Never change.
Hang on a second. I'm going to show you a photo of this.
Oh no.
No, it's good. I mean, not that, but I'm going to show you a photo. We're going to put the drink down. Ta-da.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Apparently you can see his... And they just preemptively put a blur over his crotch for the entire interview. Like no one, people at home are like, what?
Why is there a blur? Am I seeing this thing?
Is this Asian porn? Okay, so back in the world of I don't know. How do you transition back from this?
Don't know. That really was a non sequitur.
Okay then.
So we non sequitur back.
So driving. You were driving. How did you keep it together? I mean, I've had some really bad times driving out on the road. How did you keep this whole thing together?
Well, I've made that trip 5, 6, 7 times or so.
Why?
Because I like to go see my grandparents.
You voluntarily drive 12 hours?
Yeah.
Why? They have this wonderful invention. It's called a train. Also, there's a bus and there's a plane. And, you could even boat. You can't boat to Virginia.
No. Well,
No.
you could.
You could
get
land boat.
to the Middle Peninsula.
You could land boat. They call those cars, but I don't want to drive that way. So you could take a land ship train thing. I don't know where I'm going with this, but
I don't
there
know.
are other ways you could get there. Why do you choose to drive?
Because it's nice. It's pleasant.
Okay, what do you do to keep yourself,
So
there?
So the first 2 hours is like what you did, music. And then, like, after that, I get kind of chatty and talkative with myself, and I just chat and chat and chat about nothing.
Okay, so the first 2 hours are radio. The second 2 hours, it's the whiskey show starring Whiskey with his special guest Whiskey.
Exactly.
Before an audience of all whiskey.
And then my last, 10 hours is just silence.
You sit in... How? How do you possibly sit for 10 hours and... No music?
No music.
No podcasts?
No podcasts.
No conversation?
No conversation.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. But it's at that point where after I've crossed the George Washington Bridge and I've gone to Vince Lombardi Rest House and I've refilled on my gas, it's after that, it's just like a straight shot down.
And you sit for 10 hours in silence, you freak.
Yeah, more like 9. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you combat, A, cabin fever, and B, how do you stay awake?
You just stay awake.
But you're doing this at night.
Yeah.
Doesn't the moon and the stars and the soul-eating blackness around you, have a sleepy time effect?
Not really. I mean, I get a little bit tired and sleepy in the last, 45 minutes to half hour, but that's because it's the end is near. I've crossed the bridge.
The end is not near. You have 9 hours.
No, at the last 45 minutes, I'm saying. Yeah, that's when I get a little sleepy because the end is near.
Oh my... It is like half an hour from my house to the bridge. That's when I totally lose it. We had a friend come visit from New York, and he was visiting us while I was staying in Provincetown. He was losing his mind. This friend of mine, he's a New Yorker. They get twitchy when they leave the canyon expanse of buildings. And all he could do when he finally got there was just bitch constantly about the fact that it was trees. There was nothing but trees. And then when we went over the bridge, there was more trees.
One of my first... trees everywhere.
Yes, this is outside of the city. Also, it's New England. We have them.
Yes.
I guess maybe he thought, he'd be staring at the ocean. But then that's even worse. It was ocean. It was water. Water. Nothing but water. Yes, we have that here too.
It was one of my first trips that I made on my own. at least, to Virginia, and I took the wrong exit, and I wound up in the Bronx at like 1:30 at night.
How do you take a wrong turn out of Virginia and wind up in the Bronx?
No. I was going to Virginia. I was in New York at the time.
Gosh.
I took a wrong exit following my GPS, and I wound up in the Bronx at 1:30 at night.
I remember you told me this when you said you were terrified.
I was absolutely terrified.
I mean, it's just the Bronx. It's not like you were in, No, you know what? That is pretty bad. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. You saw things.
Thankfully I didn't. But the fact that there was nothing was what alarmed me most.
Back when I was a kid, we had Whitey Watch. That was when Whitey Bulger had gone missing, and my father loved to listen to talk radio all the time. He was a big Howie Carr fan, so I got to listen to a lot of that growing up. But Howie Carr would have Whitey Watch, where they would mention, like, these are the things that people say. They said that they saw him here, dressed as a mime in Paris, and he's actually hiding out in Springfield dressed as a drug dealer. And I was terrified. I didn't get the jokes. I was legitimately terrified that, ooh, Whitey Bulger is coming to get you. Ooh, he's hiding out there. He's hiding everywhere. It's like, whenever we had to go on a road trip, I was like terrified. Like, please don't let him turn it on. I don't want to hear about what's happening with Whitey Bulger. It's okay. He's dead now. We don't have to fear him any longer. Also, he's Johnny Depp.
What?
You never saw Black Mass? Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
Hold on. What was wrong with those first few words of that sentence?
Oh, right, this is you we're talking about.
Yeah, you never saw it? Yes. I don't see anything.
I think if I wanted to keep an absolute secret from you, I would just buy a television channel and broadcast messages on it to my friends.
Oh yeah, that would be the perfect way.
Social media, there's the possibility he could find out. Just so many places, but if I put it on television, he'll never find it.
Television or a movie screen?
Or a movie screen.
Yeah.
While I was at work today, I was listening to our episode about the books that we thought didn't make good movies, and I got to the part about you and the Green Knight, and I'm just like, there's that image of whiskey snapping the disc in half and jumping up on top of it.
That was great. I liked how you edited it.
The one time that he saw a movie and it betrayed him. Damn it, I was so close. I was trying to make you spit out that drink.
Nope, not this time.
All right, we have a special guest that just wandered into the studio?
This is the bar.
The bar. Let's call it the bar. Okay, we have a special guest star that wandered into the bar. Everyone, for the first time ever, this is Elder Nerd.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
Our ratings just went up. All right, we're talking about long car rides, and I understand that you take a long one, and you may have one coming up.
Absolutely. Life is full of them.
He says he can drive for 10 hours in silence. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He does that? You can confirm this?
Sure.
Oh,
why not?
I can barely... last night was driving back from Providence. I didn't get on until like 1 a.m., and I was, doing all the stuff, the slapping, the pinching, the rolling down the windows, and the ice cold, the turning on the heat, the turning off the heat, the singing really loud, everything I could to stay awake. How do you handle these trips? Because you go far away, like 16-hour drives, right?
Yeah. This summer I made a 48-hour drive in about 23.
Oh my! Did anyone else survive?
It was good. It was just me. I had a blast.
Were you at least on a motorcycle?
No, unfortunately. But I'm glad I wasn't, because as soon as I hit I-70 in Colorado, it was like frost heaves all the way for the next 100 miles. It was terrible.
Wait a minute. What were you doing in Colorado?
Oh, I was keeping a promise.
Should I leave it at that?
Let's leave it at that.
I'm leaving it at that. I get the this is the person I'm legitimately afraid of, people, so I'm just going to leave it at that. We've discussed that on this. How do you handle long rides without going crazy? I guess that's the big question here.
I don't know that there's a good answer. It's everybody has their own thing. You get inside your own head.
This is what I mean with the silence. You're just inside your own head.
There's a movie playing, or you're reading a book in your head, or whatever's going on, yeah.
I drive around all day in that stupid delivery truck, and if I don't have my headphones, I have to listen to myself, and it's not a good place to be, considering the kind of person I am. But then all of a sudden I realize I'm talking to myself, and it's usually not good.
Why not?
Because I'm usually having a very angry conversation, and suddenly coming out my mouth as in I'm driving around. Well, yeah, she is a terrible person. I hate her too. Well, you know what? It's not her fault. You are the one who screwed up. You stupid moron. Oh, the window's open. And I'm standing outside of the truck now.
And there's people watching.
Well, you don't always have to agree with yourself.
I try not to, but then I'd be arguing with myself.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of a comedy special somewhere?
It sounds like it. Or it sounds like it's going to be yours when you launch on Netflix.
Right.
So I hear you've got a big trip coming up. Where are you going?
Heading down to Pennsylvania.
What's in Pennsylvania?
Oh, there's a house we got to take care of. Just for a couple of days. But we'll be over by Gettysburg. So, good chance to get to see some sights and stuff.
Ooh, you're going to see any ghosts?
Of course. We drive through the battlefield to get there.
My friend actually owned a house in Gettysburg, and he was always going on about all the ghosts he would see, like literally marching by the house. And
oh, they have tours down there.
The way he put it was just so nonchalant. It was like, oh yeah, I just saw a soldier marching by the house the other day. Oh, it was a reenactor? No, it was ghosts.
No, it was ghosts. They're just on a different vibration, man.
Should I tell him what Kirk told me?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to pull out this text. I want to see your reaction to this. My buddy Kirk just texted me. My ghost reappeared about 10 minutes ago. It's been a while. I named him Phil. Phil Spector.
But don't bum.
He takes that in stride.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
He's got bugs on the ground, right, with the Beatles?
Yes. Oh.
He grew up in a family of 12. He had to be quick.
You want to talk about some long car rides? Those were long car rides.
I had a sister and a mother, and they had lots of female friends, so I would be trapped in the back seat listening to them all sing Shania Twain and, wanting to possibly throw myself out of the window after the 100th chorus of Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Well, we did all the classic, 100 bottles of beer on the wall. Going by all the... Michael Row Your Boat Ashore, all of those stuff. Absolutely.
Did you ever do a rousing chorus of On the Road Again?
No, it hadn't come out at the time. Although when my dad was driving truck and I would ride with him, he would play it all the time.
A lot of my family members were blue-collar truck drivers, which made my mother furious because she always liked to set herself apart from them. And as a kid, I was like, there's nothing cooler than a big rig. And,
oh, yeah.
Of course, the moment I would say things like that, they're not happy. They have to drive all the time. Their life is terrible. But what are you saying? That thing is huge. It's got all those wheels, and it makes that noise. What's bad about that?
It was awesome. And my dad knew every Chinese restaurant from Augusta, Maine to Miami, down Route 1. And they all knew him. So, yeah, it was a good time.
When he pulled in, did they, shout his name like Norm on Cheers?
Not quite, but they already had his order ready.
That's brilliant. Well, I salute all of you guys. I had no idea you were setting off on a trip. Oh, that means I could potentially be alone in this house with all these nice, scary objects. No, I don't want any of them. One of them is looking at me as we speak. And Whiskey told me there's wards in this house.
There are.
Oh, boy. Well, then. I'm changing my mind about potentially pilfering anything.
Mr. Michael T. Whiskey, you stand accused by Sergeant Pepper of the esteemed Cape Cod Police Department of driving under the influence of alcohol. Paralegals, you gotta proofread these things. Come on, you're making me look silly. Mr. Whiskey, how do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
But you admitted to Sergeant Pepper to being drunk on the scene.
That's correct, Your Honor, but I would like to put forward that while I may have been drunk, the horse was as sober as the Pope on Sunday.
You were driving a horse?
No, sir, he was taking himself home. I was just along for the ride.
on the horse.
He's a good horse. Knows where he's going.
That is a good horse. Anyway, is there any case law on this? Virginia, you say? Riding lawnmowers, well, that doesn't help this case. Florida? Oh, no, I don't even want to know.
Judge?
Yes, people, that was him. That was the legend.
Himself.
So glad we finally got him on inadvertently. Okay.
Very impromptu, but
Very
it turned
impromptu.
out.
The next time I have to deal with the club that I'm pledging to will be a Zoom meeting. And I'm not being sarcastic. They've literally said the next time will be a Zoom meeting. And, you know, outwardly I went, oh, shoot. And inside I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I will say, and I put this very, very lightly, giant grain of salt here, people. The best thing about the pandemic is I got to stay home and do a lot of Zoom meetings. I didn't have to go a lot of places. I went to 2 weddings, a funeral. That wasn't fun. Several bar nights, a karaoke night, and at least 1 nude chat. I mean, we weren't all nude. The guy just didn't realize his camera was going down further than his stomach.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Whose fault is that, really?
His.
Exactly. It was one of those things where he said, like, oh, wait, let me get up. I want to go get something to show you guys. And as he stood up, we all went, whoa!
Whoa! Hey!
For the record, he was not embarrassed.
Good for him.
By the time my pledge period is up, I will be a full-fledged member, capable of doing stuff that I'm not telling people about. And until we have an appropriate episode.
The appropriate episode, yes.
Yes. Secretive hush-hush stuff.
Until now, don't get too riled up.
But so that's where that comes from. Oh. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a great night.
I am your friend Frosty.
And I'm your bartender, Mike Whiskey. And share with us your tips and tricks of staying awake on driving in the comments section.
You can also email us at whiskeyandfrosty@yahoo.com. I remembered to say it this time!
Yes, you did.
And as always, have a cold one on us.
Now we gotta be more consistent about that.
Do we?
Yeah.
Consistency is the enemy.
This podcast was recorded at and produced by Cape Media Center on Cape Cod, Massachusetts by podcasting duo Mike Whiskey and your friend Frosty. All music and sound credits go to soundstripe.com. Special thanks to Jamie Horton, Emily Tulloch, Gabrielle Rawson. For more information on Bourbon on Ice, visit our social media page at twitter.com/whiskeyfrosty. For more information on Cape Media Center, visit capemedia.org. For more listening options and a variety of podcasting entertainment, visit our hosts at buzzsprout.com and capemediacenter.org.